It's a special locket just for you.
Wow, for me? It's beautiful! How should I wear it? On my school uniform
Serena,
as a
it's not
necklace?
just a piece of jewelry. Listen to me. Do you hear what I'm saying? Sailor Moon sworn to defend the Princess of the Moon. Powerful evil forces have appeared here on Earth, and that special locket can help you fight them. You are Sailor Moon, and you must fight evil when it confronts you. You must not be afraid. Just repeat after me. Moon Prism Power.
Okay. Moon Prism Power!
Hi everybody, this is M from DIYM. Today I wanted to do a fun one. This is also Sailor Moon related, as you probably noticed. So I got a couple of these actually, just in case something screws up here, but I got mirrors. A little compact mirror. I got it off of Amazon. I'll link the link for this down below. There's cover on here, so you can peel that off. But I wanted to make some Sailor Moon compacts. I don't think I'm gonna make this one, to be honest. I think I'm just gonna make this one. So I think it's like this, right? Yeah, I think I'm going to, because it opens up like this, I think I'm going to peel this off and then glue some stuff on here. But so if you want to make them like this, it's a little more complicated, obviously. I'm gonna just do some really quick stuff with paper and stickers and some glue and some paper punches. So hopefully it'll be really quick and fun. But yeah, I'm gonna make this one because it's a little easier to make. I'm gonna cut out a moon and then glue that on. So this, you'd probably have to cut out some stars. And you can probably do that. You have some nesting dies that can make stars, and then you'd have to make the moon and all that sort of stuff. And it's a little bit more complicated, but it probably isn't that complicated. But anyways, I just quickly printed this off the internet just so I had some sort of reference. Again, I don't really watch a lot of Sailor Moon. This is for a friend of mine who does like Sailor Moon. So I'm gonna try to make this semi-accurate, but it's probably not gonna be as accurate as it probably want it to be. But yeah, so I have these, as you can see, this metallic foil cardstock, and you can get a whole bunch of different papers. And the gold, it doesn't fully match, but it kind of matches up pretty good with this gold mirror compact. I was going to say real quickly, you can also get actual makeup compacts, and you can do, if they have some sort of gold on them, you can always make this sort of thing really, really quickly too. But I wanted to get this gold metallic. I've got others too. I want to use, this might be too small, but I'm going to try to use, this is 1.5 inch circle punch, and this is a 2-inch circle punch, so I think I'm going to use a 2-inch one on this and see if this works. Okay, I've been meaning to do this for a while. Let's slip that in, punch that out. There we go. Okay, so that's pretty good, because then it leaves room for the stickers to go around it, which is really good. And then to make it more moon-like, I'm going to put this in again. This might be a little bit harder to do, but we'll try it. I'm gonna just try to put it in the best that I can and just try to go like that and make like a moon shape. So it might not be the exact shape that you're going for. This one looks a little slimmer, but I kind of like it like this, to be honest. All right, cool. I think this is gonna work. So I'm gonna take this off. It's gonna be so easy, guys. Honestly, you're gonna be like, why didn't I make Sailor Moon stuff before? Gonna be beyond easy. I'm hoping I don't run into any issues. Okay, so this actually looks more like pearl. I actually have half back pearls, but they're kind of a lot smaller than I thought that they were. So I'm just gonna use this. That's fine. If they're gems, I think it should be okay. So these are a little faceted. Again, if you've got pearls, that would probably work really well for this. But yeah, just basically got these forever ago. These are gem stickers from my stash. So, and I want to use glossy accents, but you can also use, if you want to, Mod Podge Dimensional Magic as well. I've just shaken this one up ahead of time, and I didn't mean to do that, but now it has bubbles and it's going to basically have that for all of eternity. So it doesn't really matter too much because you're not going to really see the glue, but I just don't want to have bubbles. Okay, so I just peeled that guy off, so that should be good. I'm going to probably put this moon like this on here. It's a little bit dented, but it's not too bad actually. And if you want to, you can do other methods. Like some people take some clay and they use that to make something like this. I'm just doing it with cardstock. It's just quick and easy. Put this on the back, and if you want to, you can go over top of this too to protect it even further. glue this on. I'm gonna let it set and glue on there first though before I actually go over top of it, if I do decide to go over top of it at all. So it's unfortunate because it's on a little bit of a curve here, but it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that. I can leave room there for these gems. So this guy is a pretty good pink. Not full matchup, but it's a pretty decent pink for this. So I'm just gonna put that kind of more in the center here, maybe a little bit closer to the top. And glue that down. These are already sticky, but you want them to really stick on there. If you want to get tweezers too, you can totally do that. This will dry clear, so hopefully it won't be too big of a deal. Sorry, I think I put a little too much on there. I'm gonna clean up the edges a bit. I don't want it to be too bad here. Better that I do this now. I might be able to get this off with rubbing alcohol. Oh, this is actually curling up a bit. So you might want to get something that will actually stick this on properly, like set something down on it. I'm gonna put this on here. So there is some problems I'm running into here. Hopefully it won't be too big of a deal though once we're done. Well, sticking it down in general I think was kind of a good move here with my fingers. But yeah, I'm going to get some rubbing alcohol and just try to get this before it sets. Okay, got some cotton swabs here and then a little bit of rubbing alcohol. This is 99% rubbing alcohol. This is good for cleaning up a lot of things though, guys. I'm gonna try to dip a little bud in here and see if I can clean this off before it dries. Yeah, it's starting to dry already. Oopsies. Not enough though. Pretty good cleaner actually, rubbing alcohol. So if you need to get glue off around something, that normally does the trick. Okay, I'm gonna put that back on this lid. Okay, so clearly I need to pick. So I've got a green one, I have a nice blue one. This is more of an orangey tone. And then I've got a red one. So I'm gonna put the red one up there. So I'm prepared now in case I have any other issues with the glue spilling out a bit, but I'm gonna try to put just like a little touch of glue on here. Just a tiny touch there. Put that back on there just before I put this red gem on. I don't mind having a little bit of glue around the edge, but I think I put way too much on this one. And it just spilled over quite a bit. It's not completely even. I'll clean it better when it's dry, probably. But yeah, I just want to make sure that it gets clean somewhat. It's going to have a lot of fingerprints and stuff on it, so, but it shouldn't be too hard to clean. But yeah, I want this to be protected because it's just paper, right? So I'm going to probably put some glue over top of that. This levels out like a resin, but you can easily go around the outline, put a little bit in carefully, and I'll show you what to do with that later, okay? I'm going to do the blue one down there. And I mean, it looks like it's raised in the center, but if you can find a mirror that has that, you can totally do something with that as well. Mine just are pretty plain looking, but this is a really fun way to embellish it up a bit. If you want to take the old glue off of it, you can, but you don't necessarily have to. This is really fun doing these Sailor Moon projects. And then I'm going to do one there and one there. Maybe the green one next. Press that down. Yeah, I don't think this is going to come up now that I press it down quite a bit earlier. I think we're good. I think I did that pretty good. This is pretty fun actually. And then I'm going to do another one here. Right there. This actually looks like it's uneven though. That's okay. Stuff happens, right? I like this orange over here. It's kind of a more corally color. It's pretty and it kind of matches this a little bit more, I think. But this is in case you don't want to use resin, which I don't love using. This is a great way to embellish something. And as I said, it's easy enough to clean up with rubbing alcohol in case you need to clean up the edges of the glue. I think this is pretty much dry. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. I'm just going to let the whole thing dry. Just going to be very slow with it. You might get some bubbles in it here and there. Just a warning. Hopefully it doesn't run off the edge here. This might make things a little easier to clean though. And just take your time with it, go around the edge, just go slow. It's a therapeutic thing. So this is a really fun way, in case you're not really great with clay or something, this is a really fun way to make like a raised embellishment too. And I'm a little afraid to do this, but I just want to try to get in the corner there just a bit. Okay, so there's a bit of a bubble here, but it's actually not that bad right there. Really not that bad. Honestly, it's so small. I can live with it. I don't know. Hopefully my friend can also live with it. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to let this dry for quite a while, and then I'm going to come back, do a little cleanup if I can around the edges. This one still really bothers me a little bit. It's okay. I can probably clean it up later around the edges. I'm going to keep the clean ones there, and then I'm just going to re-dip it in some rubbing alcohol and just clean that up off the sides. It may look a little cloudy at first, but it should clear when it dries fully, okay? So hopefully that'll be done soon enough, and I can just put this up away and I can show you what that looks like in the end. Okay, so this is my mirror that I made today. So from this to that, I think it's really cool that you can take a pretty basic looking gold mirror. This one still has its plastic coating on it, but anyways, you can take a gold mirror and make it look really cool and really professional for probably a fraction of the price. I mean, there are inexpensive compacts you can get out there that are Sailor Moon-esque, but I thought that this would be really fun to make yourself. If you want to personalize this for somebody, I think that that's a fun thing. You can also make these sort of things if you wanted to at a little embellishment party or drink and paint kind of situation, but you can do that with different kinds of creative things, right? So yeah, these are pretty inexpensive. You can always buy a bunch of these, and then obviously the gems and stuff aren't inexpensive. The cardstock's inexpensive, and then the glue was pretty inexpensive. It's not too bad. I think I got a bunch of these for a good price. I'm gonna link that link down below for you guys for that specific glue, but as you can see, there is some bubbles. I could have probably popped those before it dried, but I'm really pleased with how this turned out, and this works nicely. Yeah, I think it looks really cool, and I'm happy because I've always wanted to do a Sailor Moon compact like this. I thought it'd be really fun to embellish, and it's very simple to make. It looks really pretty, very similar, not fully, but similar to the photo that I got. I think it looks really cool. So another thing I did, a lot of this glue dried on there. I wanted it to dry fully, so I did take one of these. I was firm yet gentle with it, but I sort of scraped around the edges with a toothpick. Luckily, this surface doesn't scratch that easily, surprisingly. It's kind of like a rubbery, plasticky kind of consistency when it dries, so it was easy enough to get off of here, but it also, as I said, I had to do it firmly because it does stay on pretty well. So I don't think that these gems are going to fall off easily, to be perfectly honest, unless you really are brutal with it. I think that they're basically on there. When I scraped away at everything, I would just take what I was doing earlier, 99% alcohol. It doesn't have to be 99%, it could be 70% or above, and you just clean it a little bit away, and then you can use the dry one to buff it with circular motions and get a lot of the crud off, and also some fingerprints and stuff as well. So you can pretty much clean these fairly easily, to be honest, just with a toothpick and cotton bud and some rubbing alcohol. I was actually pretty impressed with how the glue came off pretty well, but still kept these guys in place and stuck these guys down. And then the glue, as I said, it gives a nice raised appearance, which I really like. It doesn't feel like paper's there because it's very plasticky, rubbery feeling here. And then this is a nice gold coating. But yeah, it feels really cool. It feels really like a luxury piece. If you want something more challenging than this guy, you can always, as I said, do something similar with a star. As I said, I have star dies that are nesting dies, so I could probably skip one and then cut a frame out and stick it on here. Try to make it smaller, like a 2-inch star, if that's possible, if you can get stars that small. You could potentially do something with a Cricut or a Silhouette or some sort of print and cut machine, cut out a star frame as well out of maybe a similar gold paper. For this is a pink one, right? So if you want to, you can get, I'm sure there's pink mirrors kind of like this out there, just plain pink mirrors. So you could do that and then just do a similar method. Or another thing you could potentially do if you wanted to is, I don't know if this would work very well. I'm not sure if you'd have to rough things up and sand things down because I haven't tried this yet, but you could potentially do the thing here like I did. And then before applying the gems, there are tester brand metal paints for model cars and that sort of thing. I think some of it's for plastic too, but I think some of it's also for metal. So if you can get a paint that's specifically for metal, you might be able to paint a pink surface, maybe cut something out. You can flood things easily and it still looks pretty professional. And then you could probably put this in the center. You could probably easily just make a circle and take like one of these gems and then put a gem in the center there instead of a whole moon, unless you want to put a moon situation down. You could do something similar there as well. And then you can just glue down gems to the specific parts, those little tiny gems, and that would look really nice, I think. I don't know, I'm really proud of this. I'm really happy that it came out like this. It turned out really awesome, I think, and hopefully this will go well with all the other Sailor Moon things that I'm making for my friend. I just really enjoy making theme gifts for people. This is a really fun theme for me to do. Hopefully they like it in the end. I might be doing another video on the Sailor Moon disguise pen. I made that in another video, but I'm gonna just do it again and give it its own video. If you guys really like this, be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't done that yet, and share the video with anybody that maybe likes Sailor Moon stuff or linging objects up. Mirrors are kind of fun to do. That's kind of a fun thing you can put in like a purse or backpack or something and carry that around with you. Also, you could probably put something in here, something really flat maybe in here. It's shallow though, but I think it's a really cool thing to have on hand. Anyways, I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye! Happy crafting!